I want to do something special here. Of course, I've got Grandpa's banjo and his guitar. A lot of people know that, and I play them on stage. But a lot of people don't know that we've got one of Uncle Dave's banjos. If I can get it out. I never bring it out much, but I figured we'd bring it out here. I need a G, fellas. Sharp, maybe a little sharp.
Just a hair.
Which one?
That one.
So in case if you wasn't tuned in yet, Philip's got Uncle Dave's banjo out here. Quite the treat.
It's like Uncle Dave's cantankerous. Pretty close. This little tune, I remember all of it, called Misery in Arkansas. I think Trevor Holder picked this banjo when he was here.
Yep.
He does Uncle Dave stuff a lot better than I do, but I'll fake this one. It goes like this. Y'all ever picked this one before?
We're about to.
I'm just from a local town. I've traveled this wild around. I've had the ups and downs of life and better days I've saw, but I never knew what misery was till I come to Arkansas. I landed in the spring one sultry afternoon. Up stepped a walking skeleton and handed me his paw. Invited me to his hotel, the best in Arkansas. I followed my conductor into his dwelling place, and poverty was pictured in his melancholy face. His bread was conductor, his beef I couldn't chomp. Now that was a kind of a hash I found in the state of Arkansas. I started out next morning to catch the early train. He said, you better work for me, I have some land to drain. I'll give you 50 cents a day, your board and washing off. And he took me a different man when you leave old Arkansas. I worked 6 months for the son of a gun, Jeff Harold was his name. He stood 6 feet, 2.5, as tall as any crane. His hair hung down in ringlets all around his lateral jaw. Indeed, he was the photograph with the gents of Arkansas. He fed me on conductors as hard as any rock. My teeth began to loosen and my knees began to knock. I got so thin on sassafras tea I could hide behind a straw. Indeed, I was a different man when I left old Arkansas. If ever I see this land again, I'll hand you my phone, for it will be to a telescope from here old Arkansas. I'm just from a local town, I've traveled this wild around. I've had the ups and downs of life and better days I've saw. noticed something different about it from a Gibson made back then is it doesn't have a truss rod. It's got the old dowel stick. And he had a couple of these made special for him. And the only difference between this one, there's an identical one, is the dot pattern. These 3 dots on the last fret are spaced further out on the other one. And I don't know if Earl Scruggs had that one or not, but that may be the one that old Druin has. But we got the other. And Grandpa got it for my dad back in the 60s, and I've got the return check stub for $75. Grandpa signed the back of it, and Doris Macon signed underneath him. He got it from Doris. Doris is backstage at the opera trying to sell some of his Pabst Banjers. We'll leave that there this way. Okay, let's get back to regular programming here, and we're going to do a little number here that everybody seems to like. This song here is my chart hit. It made it up to 957th place on old time hits that you ain't never heard on the charts. It's called Fix Me a Pallet, or something like this. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Here comes a train, 40 coaches long. Here comes a train, 40 coaches long. Back down on that train, she's on the train gone. Oh, fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. The steam from the whistle, the smoke from the stack. The steam from the whistle, the smoke from the stack. Back down on that train, and she ain't coming back. Oh, fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Ladies, if you want it, you gotta keep a man. Ladies, if you want it, you gotta keep a man. If you fix it backwards, you can be so good. Oh, fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the Oh, fix me a pallet down on the floor. Fix me a pallet down on the floor. All right. Did pretty good once you got in there.
Once I got in there.
We was gonna do Bound to Go for another. This is an Uncle Dave Macon themed show. By God, it is.
Good.
Here's another Uncle Dave Macon number. Lester and Earl took the same tune and wrote new words to it and made a fine song out of it, called Down the Road. We'll do the original version. This is called Bound to Go. Kurt McGee also recorded this one. It was a little like this. It may rain and it may snow. Pull the road down, bound to go, bound to go, bound to go. Pull the road down, bound to go. Every station I pass by, I heard a yelling cry, bound to go, bound to go. Pull the road down, bound to go. But the big folks said the road looking cloudy, gonna snow, bound to go, bound to go. Pull the road down, bound to go. Big God, my dear buddy, was gonna do one on the little Banger.
Or we might do Johnson Boys. That's right.
And Tom Peak asked for a log train for dads when you can.
Okay, all right. The Johnson Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That Civil War song.
I think it is.
Yeah, blue and the gray. North and the south.
That's right.
Fitting for our rats.
That's one that was featured on the little RFD TV, isn't that right? On the Bluegrass Trail.
Yeah, we did that on there. And Rosewood Caster as well. With the help of the professor himself, Mr. Robert Montgomery.
The professor.
Anyway, here's an old tune here. I don't play any new ones, so I just got to quit saying that. But I like saying it because I'm old-timey. Here's the Johnson Boys. About to go in it. Yeah.
Did it get them all?
Yeah, it got them all. Maybe a few stragglers there. No, it didn't, huh? Well, live with it.
You went through here, Bear.
There you go.
Every morning I rake up a half a dog with that electric broom. we'd probably throw out enough hair to make a quilt that cover this whole house. Just from his hair. Hair quilt. That's what we used to call them in the old days. We was too poor to have quilts made out of sheep's wool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of hunting rabbits. You know, some people call them hares. We call them rabbits. I wouldn't want to go to somebody's house and say, "Fry a mess of hair," would you?
You know, Philip, what is that? This is our third one here, and we ain't heard a good old Tommy Grandpa Jones joke yet.
You want to hear an old one?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you about my cousins that lived way out in the country. You know, you think we live way out here, but they live way back in the country. They live so far back. Nobody lives in the. Excuse me.
Pardon me?
They live so far back. Nobody lives in the back of them. You know?
Oh, yeah. That is far back.
Well, you know, they didn't get out that much. They had their they grew their crops and they raised hogs and chickens and a cow. So they never had a need to go to town. They never had a need for automobiles and nothing like that. All they had was a wagon and a mule to hitch him up to. Well, many years ago, you know, y'all know there weren't that many automobiles around. And just when them things started coming out, you know, people was just traveling all over the place with them. Well, my old aunt was out in the yard hanging clothes on the line one day. My cousins, they was off doing something. But around the corner come a Model T Ford. She'd never seen one before. She heard it before she could see it, you know. It was just scouring and popping in the background. It was making all sorts of noise, and she didn't know what to think. Well, that thing got in within sight of her, and she threw the clothes down in the yard and come inside, and she said, "Paul, get your gun. There's something coming up the road." So my uncle got out on the porch with his old double barrel 10 gauge. He called it a goose gun. So that Model T kept on coming, you know, and just as it got even with the house, well, he laid down with both barrels, and he let her go, you know, and that poor fella driving that car, he jumped out and run hid in the bushes, and that Model T kept just right on going down the road. After the smoke cleared, my aunt, she cricked the door, and she said, "Earl, did you get him?" He said, "I don't know, but it sure made him turn that man loose." A little story behind this song. This is Rosewood Caster, but it's not your typical version that a lot of people are used to. One of the many times that Grandpa and Ramona came to visit, I think my Uncle Bob had found this version of Rosewood Casket somewhere, and he asked him to do it. And you can hear in the audio recording, my dad recorded them on the reel-to-reel tape recorder. But you can hear somebody's holding up the sheet of words for him. Bob may have been doing it, but you could hear Grandpa and Ramona pausing between each verse because they weren't used to that song. And when they got done, he said, "Oh, what words? We never heard that done that way before." But that's the only reason I learned that version was because I have them. Dad had them recorded singing it, so, and we recorded it as well on our last album. And we enjoyed doing it, and we're going to try to give it a go here. This is Rosewood Caster. In the little rosewood casket that is resting on my stand, there's a package of old letters written by a lover's hand. Will you go and get them, sister, and read them more tonight? I have often let me lean upon your breast, for the tide of life is ebbing, and I soon will be at rest. Bring the letters he has written, he whose voice I've often heard. Read them over to me, sister, for I cherish every word. Tell him, sister, if you see him, that I never cease to love, that I dying pray to meet him in a better world above. Tell him that I never blame him, ne'er a word of censure spoke, but his silence and his absence, this poor heart with sorrow broke. I am ready now, my sister. Will he read the letters all? I will listen to the words of him whom I shall see no more. And dear, you shall have pity. Shall I calmly fall asleep? Fall asleep in death and wake not, dearest sister, do not weep. All right, that's a good one.
I like it.
Mighty fine there, Caleb.
Thank
Mighty
you.
fine.
You as well. Couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of true. Let's see, we had what are we gonna do now? I know there's some more requests. Is there more requests there,
Yes.
Carrie?
I know we had,
Tom did requested log train,
Well, that's guitar.
and yeah,
We'll
and
do
Bob,
that on the last set.
Bob
Tom, stick
Stokes.
around for the 5 o'clock set. We'll do log train for you there.
Yes, sir.
we'll probably get over and learn a lot of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We'll call Radley from the barn. Well, I wanted to do. Let's do Sarah on the Mountain.
Okay.
Now here's another old song that I wouldn't be doing today if it wasn't for my dad recording Grandpa back in the. I think he recorded him doing this back in the 70s. I was around then. All Grandpa did of this was a little bit of the picking, one verse and the chorus, and I picked around with it at the house for years like that. And my only contribution to music writing, songwriting, is in this song. I wrote 2 verses for this song, and that's all I've ever done. And
Sometimes that's all you ever need.
I'd like to be a songwriter, but I just ain't never struck me right. But we'll do this here. I'm going to sit down a little bit. I can see my banjo a little bit better. How many bluegrass festivals can you go to where you can have a nice stool to sit on? What do you think, Ted?
I don't know many.
How many house concerts do you know where you can sit on a stool?
One there with my good friend Philip.
Where's-
He sits and I stand.
Where's your stool? Anyway, here's a little bit of Sarah on the Mountain. Oh, come love and Sarah and say you'll be mine. 27.
27.
What's this?
Sign. Sign
I
it.
forgot to let you know in 6 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll run over a little bit on this one. What y'all like to do? We got two more. We'll do this and then another. How about that? And that's an awful good. Let's do going down the country, and then we'll do maybe. Huh? Well,
On the next
I'm
one.
in A. Let's do going down the country and maybe a little bit of that old Mountain Dew. Here's one Grandpa wrote called "Going Down the Country." With a little bit of that good old Mountain Dew. Don't forget to tune back in at 5 o'clock. That'll be our grand finale, and we'll let that set run over a few minutes. We'll try to get in everybody's requests that we can. So if you want to hear something, let us know now. And if you'd like to donate a little bit to help us out, by golly, we ain't going to stop you. So, and I want to say a big thank you to, I know she may not want me to mention this, but Charlene Lassiter donated here, like, as soon as we got this thing up and going when we were advertising for it. Every little bit's appreciated. So, here we go. We'll start this out like Grandpa did. Son, get up and light the lamp. I think I knocked one of your mom's eyeballs out. There's a We may play till midnight. I don't know. Thank you. Tune back in.